something that I've probably spent the most time on in my life is Halo. If I had to go back and I'm looking at things that I maybe should have spent more time on, Halo is unfortunately like way up higher than it should be. I played it when it first came out in 2001. I was a wee little Wangles, very small, very cute. Still got my hands in the M-rated game and played it with my friends. We all went over to each other's houses. We had the LAN parties, and it was definitely a cultural phenomenon. And it's almost like you had to kind of be there at that time to really appreciate what made it different. It was a cover shooter in some ways. It took a long time, and you had other things on the PC that were like kind of competing, but not really. In the same way, whereas like the Time to Kill and stuff, they were just like a different game. Like you had your Unreal Engine game, or you had like a Quake or something. And then Halo just was such a different story because it had like really good narrative storytelling with cinematics and awesome music from Marty O'Donnell, but also, the multiplayer was like really interesting and it was like almost very skillful. It's something that I think of, maybe like with a good example today would be like a Valorant where you have it's almost like chess or something. Like you can do this or this based on and you're like reacting to other people's actions and trying to outsmart them instead of just running around and shooting people like it's a Call of Duty FFA lobby, and you're just going to respawn in the next couple seconds. That's really what drew me to Halo and what made me interested in the Halo 2 days, the MLG events, the Halo 3 days, the Halo 3 events, and just looking at it as a different kind of game. It's something that was very interesting at that time. Now, it's unfortunate because it seems as though, according to this article from Business Insider, that Halo Infinite fell off L plus ratio. If we look at the Steam charts, it's not so bad. It just dips up and down so much based on the time of day, which is normal. I don't know. I wish that the Steam charts, do we have just like all of the games? All I was trying to say here is that Halo Infinite is down quite a bit. It keeps going down very regressively, according to this chart. And, it seems like this news article is kind of pointing to, hey, everyone, guess what? This game, God, I have to sneeze so bad, but I'm not going to do it. This game right here, it's kind of less people. They said, over 20 million people have played it, but of course they would. Why wouldn't they not? It's a free-to-play Halo game that's normally $60. Daily player statistics paint much less of a rosy picture, according to this article. The game players' numbers average a high of around 30,000, but it's usually about half. And again, as we saw right here, we're at 11,000 an hour ago. And then, it just kind of dropped off quite a bit. And when we're looking through the article for some more details here, Twitch also, it says right here, the most viewed game on Twitch, GTA 5, Fortnite, Apex, all these games that are kind of a games as a service model where you have content creators that are going in and they're, they do the same thing and they pull in these huge crowds because the game is like, kind of giving people small amounts of content constantly, right? With Fortnite, that's like, there's going to be so many stories about Fortnite in like 5 years about like the burnout and stuff that they had to do, those guys at the Epic Place. There's that work must be insane because it's like every week I turn around and it's like, oh yeah, we have all of the Avengers in our game, and then I turn around the next week and they're like, and Spider-Man. I'm gonna turn around now and they're gonna be like, Ben Affleck, just Ben Affleck is now in our game. Like, just him? Yeah, just Ben Affleck. It's wild to me how hard they work. But it's because they're getting all that data that then lets that community kind of like live, exist, and thrive on its own in a similar way that Halo 2 did back in the day because there was no other competition. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure this is just due to like the existing problems that the game has. At high levels of matchmaking, I guess, kind of burns me out specifically, where it seems like everything's very predetermined. I'm almost to like the Onyx rank by myself. But now I'm just stuck if I go in by myself, or I'm just kind of in between a rock and a hard place where the game has decided that, like, based on my statistics, I can help lower ranked players against higher ranked players. So, like, the matchmaking almost seems predetermined to make it extremely difficult for me to, like, win a game. And then if I do win a game, it seems like luck. Like it's designed to be very frustrating for me at this point. So I don't know what I need to do. Maybe, and then like if I would restart another game on another profile, I think that I would just run into the same issues. So I stopped kind of being interested in the same kind of ways that I used to be drawn to Halo, because it seemed much more fair. It seemed much more like, hey, you're going to get matched with people around the same 5 levels, as you, and we're not going to rely so much on like these ranks, and we're just going to put you with someone that's like 4 ranks below you, because we know that you could probably be higher, and then you're going to match a team that's like equal skill level to you. So guess what? Like, good luck. If you can do this, we'll try to get you higher, but more than likely, that's going to be an impossible task. And then there's also cheating in the game. There's stuff like that. The content that used to be very expensive if you wanted to buy it. It seems like there's much more emphasis on the store in general. But as you can see here, in May, the game's Forge mode is expected to launch, which enables players to create custom multiplayer, game modes. And while that's not really necessarily true, the Forge map is more of just like the actual map itself. And, that's always been a very important part of Halo since Halo 3 came out. It was a really cool idea that was there at launch and made it so, there was a lot more community stuff going on. But I think that's something that's really missing from something like a Steam PC culture, where it's, you go in and you're playing with your friends and you have these weird servers that you join and you're like, what the hell is this custom server? And it's more fun. When I play Halo Infinite right now, it's exhausting. It's exhausting because it's like I'm going up against, these elite shooters that feel like, they're on 3 tubs of G Fuel right now, and I'm just not ready to do that on my own. Like, I need to get my own squad together, and we all need to, get out our headbands, wrap it around our foreheads, and get ready for the sweat, because it's gonna be there. So, and the lack of like the other ranked modes, the content is just not there, in my opinion. This article really doesn't go into like those other parts about like why it could be dipping down. Maybe that's because they wanted to be nice. But a lot of my friends have just gotten exhausted with it, and it's something that I was really concerned about. Halo Infinite seems to be like, I just don't want the game to be predetermined that like, hey, this is kind of fun, but we know there's going to be a big thing coming out soon. Like, Forge should have been at launch and it was delayed. It's probably really complicated. And it'll be really fun when it comes out in May. But like, how is that acceptable to just not really have anything except playlist events come out until May? Um, and then the expectation is also, I think like Grand Theft Auto 5 just had a collaboration with like Dr. Dre. There's like it's ridiculous. Like, the amount of things that game has changed since it's launched is why it's so popular. And I haven't really seen much come out for Halo Infinite to make me want to play it. Like, there's no team snipers. I don't know why, but it's it seems like there's less content than there's ever been before, and it's unfortunate because it's something that I really enjoy playing, something I grew up with. It makes me nostalgic every time I play it. I'm like, hey, this almost looks like what I remember growing up. Um, but then there's all kinds of frustrating things, and yeah, there's the anti-cheat. There's no like way that I can just find custom games where it's just me and my friends hanging out, except just custom lobbies. Half the time that crashes when I do get to that stage. It's just unfortunate because this game had a lot of potential to be like, the next really big social Halo event, where it was more of like, hey, you remember all those things that were like, the chess game and you have to try to use your tactics. And now, it just feels exhausting to play it. And yeah, I would like to come back and play Halo Infinite, but right now that means I'm just missing out on other better experiences out there at the moment. So, I'll be there when it comes back. I'll see what's going on, but you know, um, it wasn't the comfort game that it once was, and I really wish that they took steps to try to implement, some of the new content that I know that they have that they're just kind of sitting on, which is unfortunate. But this is giving me an opportunity to try to explore new games that I haven't played in a while. I'm replaying Dark Souls because I'm a masochist. Valorant's fun. I'm playing Forza Horizon 5, which is like a really beautiful game. I'm playing some Yakuza Like a Dragon. Like, I'm having lots of fun with the other games that I'm playing too. It's just like, why would I want to go into something that's already like kind of built into a frustrating experience if I want to do ranked, or a social experiment that's kind of also like ranked in a certain way, where the social gameplay has like your hidden MMR, so then I'm just getting matched up against people who are almost as good as me or better than me, like constantly. It just seems like I'm trying too hard when I don't want to be, or I could just play, Valorant if I want that kind of experience. I don't know. So if you guys have something similar, leave a comment down below. This is Chris. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully Halo gets something cool going on to help make the Steam charts a little bit less, sad and fluctuate, go all the way down to 8K, which again, it's not the end of the world. These charts, I think these reports also seem to get a lot of traction from a negative title, right? Struggling to retain players. Um, that's true. It does seem a little negative, but I think that, at the end of the day, uh, Halo could be very good. They just need to. Halo could be a very fun experience. They should look at other free to play games and try to copy that more than they are now. This is Chris. I will see you guys next time. Bye.